Hello, everybody, and welcome to my review for Bleach Chapter 650, Theater Suicide Scene 4. Now, there are three key points that I want to focus on in this review. The first key point is X-Axis, aka Baro's new design, because he has that weird, I don't know, centaur, Pegasus, sort of look with his legs and how they, what would look like his feet have become points and his what would look like, I guess, would be his knees also form points, kind of like, so that's why it kind of looks like a centaur, but without the horse. Also, could be some weird style of high heel shoe, who knows? And how his Ryatsu flame head is turned into that of a some weird chicken hawk thing that reminds me of the spirit of that one spirit from Avatar: The Last Airbender, the spirit of the library, whose name I can't think of at this point. And so, despite being now in the last chapter, the blast that hit the Karaku looked to be more around his chest, in his chest area, but in this chapter, the smoke is coming out from his abdomen. So I guess it wasn't as necessarily damaging as we first thought. So the whole idea is that he again reiterates that you're doesn't matter what you do, you can't kill me. Your weapons can't kill me. I am invincible. I'm immortal, and you should all be reduced to oblivion. And then he grows some Ryatsu arm and just does some weird just swings his arm and does this super the slash that does some serious damage. And you see him use it several times throughout the chapter. The second point we need to focus on is the fact that the conversation between Karaku and his Bankai, and how it seems like they have no options. They kind of sort of want to run away, and then it sounds like the Bankai wants to take over, and that they'll run away. So, is it possible that the Bankai can actually take physical form? Maybe take over his body, Karaku's body, and when she does this, his body takes the form of her body, and then so that way she can run away for them. But then he goes unconscious, and he wakes up, is woken up by his vice captain Nano-chan, who has returned. And then brings to the third point, her Zanpakuto. She says to him as soon as he wakes up, "Here, bring out my Zanpakuto." We got no time. Doesn't matter for now. Just forget about the promise you made with my mother, which surprises Karaku. Now, what this promise is, I don't know. We're gonna probably find out in the next chapter, hopefully. Of course, before anything happens, we see that Baro finds them and is basically about to do about to go for, tries to take them out, but with his weird energy slicing attack. But again, once they get a chance to run away, we see this weird thing about how his eyes dry out the more he has to look at these sinners. So apparently, we find out that there's this. They refer to this this weird relationship between Karaku and Nano-chan's mother. She's like, "Oh, you knew about my mother, your mother, all this time." Yes. Well, it looks like the cat's out of the bag. Since we seem to be left with no other option, I'll give it back. Your Zanpakuto. Karu I can't even fucking pronounce it, but it's supposed to be, I guess, um, lunatic bones or lunatic remains. So this, it, are we trying to say that Karaku's not actually a dual wielding bankai or sword user? It's the one sword that all this time these abilities we've been using have been this one sword, and the other sword has been this ninja looking girl who's actually belongs to Nano-chan. It's and this relationship, like, is it the fact that all this could happen is just odd, and it just brings up so many questions. Like, is because we were talking about in the last chapter how his Bankai could be like a previous lover, and it's like, and are you trying to say that maybe is it possible that his Zanpakuto spirit is his lover, the mother of Nano-chan, who actually might then by extension be her? That means she'd be Karaku's. Oh my god, these names are so hard to pronounce. Karaku's might be her father, and then as for her Zanpakuto, now being that she is a vice captain, she would have had to have had a Zanpakuto on her already. So you're telling me the Zanpakuto that she probably was carrying around before wasn't actually hers? It was just maybe a recreation. Excuse me, a recreation or some sort of fake, and that Karaku's been holding on to her real Zanpakuto this whole time, and that this ninja-looking girl is actually Nano's Zanpakuto spirit. It is now that is good. That is interesting, but what is this? If this is truly the case, and that these abilities we've seen him use with his swords is actually only one of the two swords, and that the other sword is Nano-chan's Zanpakuto, which has whole another set of abilities, we might get Nano-chan and Karaku double teaming with double Bankais on Baro, which is going to be insane. But we're also going to learn this secret behind these two Zanpakutos and the relationship between Karaku, Nano-chan, and Nano-chan's mother. So this is some crazy stuff, and I just actually, for once it's been weeks, it's been a long time, but for once I am like, this fight has been exciting to no end, and in fact, I cannot, for the first time in a long time, there's actually a fight in this that interests me so much that I don't care how long it goes on, because it just seems to be nonstop interesting. I don't see how it could get bad. We had Mayuri's fight that was sort of interesting but got old real quick. This fight, for me at least, doesn't seem to be getting dull at all, and I can't wait to find out what happens next. So I give this a chapter rating of a great, and hope to see you all next week. Enjoy the review. If you enjoyed this review, like, share, whatever. So see you next week.